He knew it was his baby.
He didn't know.
Why do you have so much doubt?
It's not his baby. I was taking her to different men's houses to throw her private part a party, is what she would quote unquote say.
I had a party face. I'm not going to deny that, Judge. 21 when I met Mr. Miller. I was having fun. I was kicking it. But why should my daughter pay the consequences for my mistakes?
So you do have a sugar daddy?
Yeah, I got me a good sugar daddy. Sugar daddy been there for 10 years, never ever left my side. I would never leave him. He come way before this.
Get ready for a wild ride. Miss Serfozo kicks things off by calling her daughter Sinite her miracle baby, thanks to the slim odds of her pregnancy. Despite this miracle, she drops a bombshell by revealing that Sinite could potentially have one of 3 dads, including Mr. Miller. Just when you think you've grasped the scenario, it twists even further. This is just the beginning, folks. Buckle up for a roller coaster of emotions and revelations.
Call your daughter Paternity your miracle baby.
Yes, Honor.
And because you were told, and when she was born, she had possible fathers, including Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, you and your fiance, Ms. Dreyer, say Ms. Foso is lying about, and you have physical proof.
Can this get any more dramatic? In a pivotal moment, Mr. Miller throws a wrench in the works by denying any sexual relationship or even remembering the supposed encounter with Miss Serfozo, which she vehemently insists occurred. His denial thickens the plot, injecting a hefty dose of doubt into the courtroom's air. As you reel from this bombshell, just wait for what's next. It's a doozy.
Wow, so that means you can't say for certain whether it was protected or not.
We went and picked Mr. Miller up until we got to the family member's house. It was not a party. He actually asked me if he could come over, and that's
So you're saying you felt particular encounter between you two was a date?
friends of benefits.
Hang on to your seats. This is getting intense. Judge Lake steps in to highlight how crucial DNA evidence will be in cutting through the fog of he said, she said, especially since Mr. Miller admits his memory might be a bit fuzzy. As the DNA results loom large, the anticipation in the courtroom is palpable. Keep your eyes peeled, because the next reveal is a game changer.
Luckily for this courtroom, we only need the one, and since you can't remember, we'll just go with Mr. Fozo's testimony right now, and the DNA evidence will be the jury. There are other possible fathers as well.
The reason we had broken off is because he went to call at my best friend's house.
The plot thickens. Miss Serfozo stands her ground, convinced that Mr. Miller is the father, all thanks to the striking resemblance between him and her daughter. This claim meets Mr. Miller's skepticism head-on, creating a clash of perceptions and emotions. What unfolds next will either shatter assumptions or reinforce doubts. Don't touch that dial.
Because my daughter looks exactly like him and all his children.
Do you see a resemblance? So how did you and your fiance find out about the child?
She told her through a text message. I never actually got a message that she was pregnant or that it might be my baby.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, Mr. Miller pulls out his trump card, a ticket that supposedly proves he wasn't even in town during the critical period. This alibi challenges everything Miss Serfozo has claimed so far. As the courtroom buzzes with speculation, prepare for the tension to skyrocket. The courtroom drama escalates from here, and you won't want to miss a single moment.
I said I vaguely remember meeting her at a party.
But you didn't tell your fiance you may or may not have slept with her.
When the time was supposed to happen, I was in South Carolina, and I have a ticket right here to prove.
And he was also in August gone for a whole week where nobody could find him.
Tissues at the ready, this part tugs at the heartstrings. Miss Serfozo opens up about the trials of single motherhood, emphasizing the lack of support she's faced and the burden of not knowing her child's father. Her heartfelt disclosure sheds light on the personal toll behind the legal drama. As emotions run high, the stage is set for even more revelations that promise to stir the pot even further.
Know who her father is.
And she deserves to know father is. That is correct.
I had a party face. I'm not going to deny that, Judge. 21 when I met Mr. Miller. I was having fun. I was kicking it. But why should my daughter pay the consequences for my mistakes?
Are you ready for this? It's the moment of truth as Judge Lake prepares to unveil the DNA results. This could confirm Mr. Miller's paternity or completely exonerate him, forever changing the lives involved. As everyone holds their breath, remember, the truth is sometimes stranger than fiction. Fasten your seatbelts. This reveal is a jaw-dropper.
Jerome,
I'll do what I can.
In light of that, I think we're ready
We
for
did
the
say
results.
together when he was conceived.
Just like he was up there the weekend before he crashed.
He was there March 7th.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
Still going.
He had my kids that weekend.
Okay.
Delusional.
Okay.
Talk about a plot twist. The results are in.
Pertaining to 1-year-old Paternity Plaza, Mr. Miller, you are not her father.
Told you.
Thank God. Thank God.
So now where's the other man?
Brace yourselves for the roller coaster ahead. Ms. Lee lays down the law to Judge Lake, emphatically stating that Mr. Green has denied the fatherhood of her son, Kingston, ever since she broke the news of her pregnancy. She boldly claims that today marks the end of Mr. Green's denials, signaling a fierce determination to establish paternity once and for all. You might want to buckle up because the ride is just getting started.
You have come to court today with one goal in mind, to prove to Mr. Green that he fathered your 3-year-old son, Kingston. Mr. Green has denied your son from the moment you got pregnant, but today his denial will end.
And here comes the curveball. Mr. Green claps back hard, arguing that he is not the father and points the finger at someone he calls Ms. Lee's sugar daddy, hinting that he's the real dad due to his age and closeness to Ms. Lee. The audience can't help but gasp at the accusation, setting the stage for more fireworks. Get ready because the sparks are about to fly.
You say you know exactly who Kingston's father is, and it's not you. It's Ms. Lee's sugar daddy, who's more than twice her age.
You won't believe this twist. In a heartfelt plea, Ms. Lee recounts the uphill battle she's faced with Mr. Green's persistent denial of their 3-year-old son. She highlights his disappointing absence in both presence and support, especially during key moments like Kingston's 3rd birthday. The tension is thick, and it's about to get thicker as the drama unfolds.
Mr. Green has been denying my child day one. He's been denying him for 3 years. He has never came around like he's supposed to. I have to call. I have to do so much to get this man into my child's life. But at the end of the day, I just want him to step up. Kingston 3, he just turned 3 June 3rd.
So
and he didn't do nothing for his birthday.
I try to meet her halfway, but her attitude...
My attitude has nothing to do with you stepping up for your child.
Did that really just happen? In a dramatic revelation, Ms. Lee drops a bombshell about a late-night call she made to Mr. Green's girlfriend using his own phone while he was asleep. This messy triangle shocks everyone in the courtroom, adding layers of complexity to the case. Trust me, the next turn is even more jaw-dropping.
At the point me and her was talking, it was back and forth. We was never in no steady relationship. She knew I had a girlfriend. I told her
he moved into my home, so if I try to break him up, are you in my home?
She knew I had a girlfriend.
He knew he had a girlfriend, so that's his problem.
She knew it too.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Like,
to your girlfriend, you lived in the house with Ms. Lee.
Oh, he couldn't. I called him.
he did.
Oh,
From his phone. So, yeah, I snuck, called the girl, to let her know. Your dude over here, and I'm pregnant.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. Mr. Green tries to shift the narrative by presenting screenshots of Ms. Lee's provocative Facebook posts, which seem to flaunt her single status and interest in other men. He uses this to question her character and motives, igniting further controversy. Just wait, the courtroom is about to heat up even more.
She's on Facebook making a crazy post talking about some who out here got the best D and talking about other men, stuff like that.
wait, you got...
I got it right here.
Let me see this evidence, Jerome.
Oh, he just seen...
You submitted to the court face posts from Ms. Lee that say, is it wrong to have choices on men all on the first day just in case the D ain't good? Just asking.
That was recently. And that's not when King was born.
This is getting spicy. Ms. Lee shares the desperate lengths she's gone to in an attempt to involve Mr. Green in their son's life, including seductive maneuvers just to get him to visit. Her candid confession paints a picture of a mother fighting against the odds. The stakes are high, and the next revelation is set to raise them even higher.
I just want him to step up because at the end of the day, he knows that he's doing wrong. I can count on my hands how many times he has seen his child. He end up sleeping in a hotel together. You know what I'm saying? So he can watch his child.
So you're at the point that you've even had to sleep with him?
Right. Do you
To
remember?
get him to come around?
It's not true, Young.
You got a smirk on your face,
Because he knows.
No, because I went over there, but we didn't do nothing.
We did something.
Can things get any more tangled? Flashback to the beginning of it all. Ms. Lee describes the moment she discovered she was pregnant and immediately informed Mr. Green, who doubted paternity from the start. This foundational conflict sets the stage for all the ensuing drama. Keep watching as the plot thickens in the courtroom drama.
And then I guess he didn't believe me, so he took me to the clinic. They told him I was pregnant. So when he found out, he denied right then and there.
She also said some old dude she was talking to
My
for the
dad
baby
was in
shower.
my home.
He buys her
That was
clothes
my
and stuff.
father.
Like, who does that for nothing?
No, what he
that was
talking
your
about
father.
impact came out of my sugar daddy's car one day.
So you do have a sugar daddy?
Yeah, I got me a good sugar daddy. Sugar daddy been there for 10 years, never ever left my side. I would never leave him. He come way before this.
Fasten your seatbelts for this doozy. Judge Lake challenges Mr. Green on his reluctance to seek a paternity test earlier, despite his doubts, highlighting his role in prolonging the uncertainty that looms over Kingston's young life. Mr. Green's vague responses add more mystery to their tangled history. The climax is near, and it promises to be a shocker.
But now, Kingston is 3 years old. Why have you not asked for a paternity test before?
I have several times. I got a chart right here.
This is an exhibit you brought?
Yes, ma'am.
Please,
Exhibit I
step
brought.
over.
First of all, he was born on June 3rd. I went to the hospital. I asked the hospital, you know, can we go ahead and get DNA testing done, whatever. A few days later going by, she's telling me, oh, it's time to come outside. He was just born, this and that. She refused right then, Your Honor.
And now for the grand finale. The entire courtroom holds its breath as Judge Lake reveals the results of the DNA test.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Green, you are the father.
Told you! I told you! Look at him!
Buckle up, because this is just the beginning. Ms. Brugger steps up with a bold claim that her son, Parrish Brooks Jr., was fathered by the defendant's now-deceased grandson. She details the tragic death of the father in an auto accident 2 months prior and is here fighting for her son's rights to his father's benefits. If you think this is intense, just wait for what's coming up next.
Ms. Brugger, you are here to prove to the defendant that your son, Parrish Brooks Jr., was fathered by the defendant's grandson, who was tragically killed 2 months ago in an auto accident. Now, Ms. Warner, you are here with your daughter, and you don't believe Parrish Jr. is your great-grandson.
Hang on to your seats, this is getting juicy. Judge Lake listens intently as Ms. Warner vehemently denies the paternity claim, throwing serious shade by accusing Ms. Brugger of chasing after the family fortune. She drops a bombshell, claiming the grandson was sterile, which throws a wrench in the whole paternity debate. The stakes are high and the courtroom's heating up. Don't miss what happens next.
You say the plaintiff has dragged you to court today because she wants in on your family land and oil trust. All right, you claim your granddaughter knows for a fact your grandson was sterile.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that just happen? Emotions run high as Ms. Brugger passionately argues her case, insisting that the deceased had fully acknowledged her son as his own and even had plans to marry her. On the flip side, Ms. Warner labels her a gold digger, clearly not holding back any punches. The tension's building, and you won't believe the twist that's about to unfold.
He is in fact your child's father.
Yes, he's my son's father. Everything we were in a relationship, he asked me to marry him. That is my son's father. He never denied my son. And the fact that they're saying he was sterile, he was never told by a doctor, had a child.
Me and Parrish clearly had a conversation before he passed that he wasn't sure.
You'll want to hear this. Things take a personal turn as the court delves into the deceased's involvement with the child. Ms. Brugger recounts how he supported her throughout the pregnancy and was devastated to miss signing the birth certificate. This saga has layers that keep peeling back. Stay tuned for the next emotional roller coaster.
We lived together. We were a family. He told everyone my girls were his stepdaughter. He called them his stepdaughters, everything. He was there through my whole pregnancy, all the doctor's appointments.
And when you had the baby, was he at the hospital?
No, he couldn't be there, but as soon as he got out, he was adamant about having the hospital hold on to the birth certificate before they turned it in so that he could sign it.
You think it couldn't get more dramatic, but oh, it does. Accusations fly as Ms. Brugger defends her single mother stance, arguing she's doing her best under tough circumstances. Ms. Warner, still in disbelief about the child's paternity, expresses her grief and unresolved feelings. The air is thick with tension. Watch out for what's coming next.
I raised Parrish.
Since my son born, the whole time I was with, he's been the one that's been around. I invited them to my son's first birthday party.
That's not my son. That's why I didn't show
And
up.
if y'all felt this way about my son, why did y'all lie?
I know Parrish and I wasn't. Parrish is no longer here. He's no longer here now.
But if your
I
son,
can defend that
why
now.
wouldn't you say so when my son was born?
Because I wasn't going to hurt Parrish. Parrish wanted the baby so bad.
Just when you thought it was calming down, bam! Allegations of infidelity and dishonest behavior throw the courtroom into a frenzy. Ms. Brugger defends her professional integrity as a cosmetologist amidst accusations that she had men over for more than just haircuts. This episode is turning into a soap opera. Brace yourself for more revelations.
Parrish felt that he used to have some dude come over to the house whose hair she was always doing, paid for it. Parrish didn't like that, called my grandmother, and clearly stated, he's told me plenty of times that Rochelle was broken, that she was tainted. That's why he had to get out of the situation.
Parrish, Ms. Warner, he was saying he needed to get out of the situation.
She's broken, Grandma. I cannot fix her. So she's crazy, Grandma. This guy keeps coming over there and doing her hair.
Grab some popcorn because the family drama escalates further. Communication breakdowns after the deceased's passing cause more strife and misunderstandings among the family members. The courtroom becomes a hotbed for airing dirty laundry, and it's about to get even hotter with the upcoming revelations.
Rochelle, if it comes back and that is his, my grandma even gonna be able to see the baby. You act so funny, so funny with him.
I'm so funny, but
why you act so funny with him? I wasn't there because my 1-year-old was sick.
I invited you,
and I
you didn't show up.
And what
so
did I tell
how
you?
are you guys?
So I'm gonna
say
bring another
that
baby.
I don't invite you guys to see him.
I
You
did.
came a couple
Yes,
times.
No,
you
I
never
didn't.
Did.
I have my own feel about it.
But how many
I have my
times
own.
did- I have my own
I'm
kids.
asking
I
for my
still
grandma.
packed up my kids.
My grandma
and went
cares
to her
about
house.
him.
Just when you think they're about to wrap up, there's a major twist.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Harvey is related Parrish Brooks Jr. Therefore, Parrish Brooks Sr. is also related to Parrish Brooks Jr.
Something we already do.
I owe you an apology.
Buckle up, here we go. Ms. Williams opens her case by requesting a DNA test to establish paternity for her 2-year-old daughter, Michaela Brown, aiming to secure up to $153,000 in Social Security death benefits. She believes the deceased, Mr. Marcus Brown, is the father of her child and intends to file a claim for the benefits. You won't believe what comes next. It's a doozy.
Ms. Williams, you've asked the court to administer a DNA test to establish paternity for your 2-year-old daughter, Michaela Brown. You plan to file a claim asking that your daughter become the beneficiary of $153,000 in Social Security death benefits over the next 16 years because her potential father, Mr. Marquet Brown, now deceased.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's where it gets spicy. Ms. Potts and her daughter, Ms. Carr, expressed their skepticism about Mr. Brown being the biological father of Michaela. They suggest that other men in town could potentially be the father, indicating a complex situation with multiple possible outcomes. Stay tuned, the next part is a real jaw-dropper.
You and your daughter, Ms. Carr, have doubt that your deceased son is the biological father and in fact claim that any number of men in town could be this child's father.
Yes.
Things just got real. A heated exchange occurs when Ms. Carr accuses Ms. Williams of being promiscuous, leading to a tense moment where family loyalty and personal attacks come to the forefront. This escalates the emotional intensity of the proceedings. Keep your eyes peeled, the revelations just keep coming.
I don't.
She's a
Clearly
whore.
I don't
She's
understand.
a whore. And when this test proves that the baby is not my brother's baby, we want her to remove his name birth certificate. Why would you put his name on the birth certificate when he was dead and nobody knew that was his baby?
He knew it was his baby.
He didn't know.
Why do you have so much doubt?
It's not his baby. I was taking her to different men's houses to throw her private part a party, is what she would quote unquote say.
Oh boy, did it just get hotter in here? Mrs. Carr details Ms. Williams' alleged behavior, describing how she would take her to various men's houses, which she sarcastically refers to as throwing her private part a party. This description paints a picture of Ms. Williams' controversial social life, which is central to the dispute over paternity. You might want to sit down for this next part. It's a real cliffhanger.
So I started out taking her to this person's house, where I would drop her off and come back an hour and a half later and pick her up. And she would bring the person outside. Well, she brought this person outside, a little sweaty, messed up, hair messed up, and now it's time to go. Manchester and McKinley dropping her off and picking her up. This person I never got a chance to meet, but it's the man, obvious, me drop her off, and in that time frame, within that hour and a half, pick her back up.
Did everyone catch that? In a crucial moment, Ms. Williams discusses her relationship with Mr. Brown, emphasizing that he acknowledged the pregnancy. This conversation is pivotal as it touches on the emotional and personal connections involved, alongside the legal implications. The next twist is something you have to see to believe.
Did you get to speak to him any more about?
Yeah, we had a couple of telephone conversations when it was actually money on the phone for them to accept the collect calls.
And what were those conversations about?
It's not his baby.
Did he ever say this isn't my baby?
No, I don't know what he said to anybody else. I can only tell you what he told me.
We hear the letter
He told
from
me
him.
that he wasn't the baby daddy.
Hold on to your seats. A significant turning point occurs when Ms. Williams reveals that she never refused a DNA test and even offered to pay half of its cost. This moment highlights the ongoing conflict and the challenges in resolving the paternity issue amicably. The story takes an even more surprising turn up next. Don't blink now.
She never brought that baby to us, and that's where the doubt lies.
He was
And
like, well,
she
my
refused
mama,
the DNA.
I've never
offered to
refused
pay
the DNA
half.
test.
I offered to pay half on the DNA test.
I don't have
you
half,
didn't
I
say
don't.
that. Your quote unquote was, I'm not paying the other half. And I said, why not?
So you mean to
half
tell me
yours.
when I first came back from jail, you didn't need a McKay, if she can get a DNA test?
DNA test. $100 to do the DNA test. She want to do it.
And here it is, the big reveal. The climax of the episode is reached when the DNA test results are revealed.
It has been determined by this court that the deceased, Mr. Marquet Brown, was her father.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. I apologize. Thank you.